Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one because we're going to talk about all the new brands that I tried in 2023. And spoiler alert, I feel like these brands have just reached their up on the top in the rankings. I'm just so excited for these brands. I cannot even tell you. I've tried 8 brands this year and some of them are tippy tops. So if you're ready, let's begin. Let me talk about a brand where I purchased the single shadows from, and this was the only brand I feel like I definitely wanted to try out a brand where I can try single shadows, but they are super expensive. Last year, I think I tried Cleona. This year, I tried Terra Moons Cosmetics, and next year, definitely I have my eyes on Divina Cosmetics. So I did try Terra Moons, and these are the shadows that I tried, and I definitely had even filmed a video swatching all these babies out and like doing several eye looks using this. I purchased majority of purple shadows just because I have more interest in purple shadows. You would always see me in some kind of purples. Look at that. But these shadows are extremely beautiful. Like they're very shifty, very beautiful, very sparkly, and they have like different textures. They have like smooth multichrome. These are more like on the sparklier side that I purchased. I feel like there's only one multichrome that is more on the smooth side, and I think that is this one, Chasing Comets. But rest everything were like very sparkly. You cannot like shy away from like sparkle and shine when you are purchasing these indie brands, but I would highly recommend this. I am very intrigued in Terra Moons now. Trying them this year was definitely a plus point, so I would say yay to them. The next brand that I tried is Kaleidos Makeup, and I would have tried them like way before, and I was like eyeing them to come out with bigger eyeshadow palette. They're currently coming out with quads, which are not my journey. If you know me, you know I love variety in my eyeshadow palettes, and 4 shadows would not do anything for me. So I actually did not purchase this. One of my subscribers did gift this to me, and I am eternally grateful for this, just because I wanted this palette in my collection for such a long time. And I'm talking about Club Nebula palette, and this is how I tried Kaleidos Makeup. This is such a beautiful palette, like extremely beautiful and unique in my collection. These shades, especially the matte shades, have very unique tones. I personally love this quad, and the shimmers here are not like the sparkly of the sparkliest. Maybe that is dulled down because of time, but they are more like topper shadows. So if I put like a glitter glue and then top it on off, they have like a transparent base to it. They are not like opaque or glittery or anything. They don't have like shifts or anything, but they are like subtle shimmer, very elegant on the eyes. I really love this palette. So this was definitely a plus for me too. I would hardly say that this is going to be a dud because all the palettes that are there in front of me are extremely beautiful. The third brand that I tried and that has jumped up the ladder like nothing else is Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I tried their Sugar and Spice palette and their Rich Romantic palette. Both of them utterly beautiful buttery shades, and they have some shifts in dimension like no other. I really love them. I am an affiliate with Glaminatrix, and my code is Smithy Sony to save you 10% off. This is a Rich Romantic palette. This is right up my alley. Like I can wear this every day of my life and feel like extremely beautiful and elegant. I love these tones. Like I'm a big purple lover, and these shifty shadows definitely have that pinky purpliness to it. I love it, absolutely love it. And the Sugar and Spice is definitely there. I won't even say muted, but it is. They have like a middle row with like neutral tones, but they have elevated every shade of this palette, making it more interesting for a neutral wearer and also keeping it interesting for a colorful and a multichrome wearer, because they have some pastels. They have beautiful shifty shades. I have video with both of these palettes on my channel. Do check it out, and I am so sure that you love Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and both of these palettes are magnetic too. Actually, did I try Glaminatrix Cosmetics this year? Because I do have their Into the Night palette too. Wait a minute. This is the first palette that I tried from them, and this is the Into the Night palette. And this also is stunning, like absolutely stunning. All these palettes are magnetic. It comes with a mirror. It feels luxe with the packaging. And I am so happy that they went the other route with having like smaller packaging but giving us more shadows. So what I mean by that is the pan size here is definitely much more bigger than the current size of the shadows, but I do not mind that one bit. As long as I'm getting variety in the eyeshadow palettes, I'm really happy with it. Like I hardly would go through panning any eyeshadows, and this is just perfect for me. These palettes had like 12 shadows and now we get 15 shadows. So that is a big yay for me. The next brand that I tried this year was Ladybug Glow, and they had come out with so many palettes. Like these are all Ladybug Glow. Can you just imagine? The first palette that I tried from them, they were the brand that reached out to me and they sent out to me. I am an affiliate with the brand. It's Smithy Sony to save you 10% off. They do not have their own website. They have their Etsy shop, and that's where they sell all their palettes. This is how my love affair started, okay? This is the first palette that they came out with. It's called the Ladybug Glow palette. And it was very colorful, very like bright and up in the face. The colors that I fell in love with was multichromes. These two multichromes, I've used it more than anything else. And these are smooth but shifty shadows. And these mattes are so pigmented. Like these red and black is so beautiful. You cannot even, I cannot get over with these multichromes. Like they're so beautiful. Definitely love this palette. In this video, I do have a giveaway where I'm giving away this palette, not this, like a new version, newer palette of this one, because I wanted to save it for you guys and want you guys to experience the palette. I love this brand really well. And then they came out with a bunch of, I don't even know which palette was the next. I feel like, I'm not sure out of these three which one was the next, but I'll just go through everything. This was the Pond Lily palette. Beautiful shades. Like beautiful, shifty, shimmery. The mattes are extremely blendable and buildable. Love these palettes. Then they came out with Galaxia Magica palette, which is more again like springy and summery, with bright tones, but with like muted multichromy, shifty shades. Very beautiful. The best part about Ladybug Glow is they keep their palettes extremely affordable. And that's really a plus point in this era of time where makeup is so expensive. This is the Murky Waters palette. If you are a lover of blues and greens and purples, this is so stunning. And then they came out with their version of an everyday neutral palette, and it's called Everyday Sparkles. I use this so much. This is stunning. Like, look at the shiftiness going on. They have 4 mattes and 4 shimmers, really beautiful quality palettes. And the most recent ones were these 2 palettes that they came out with for the holidays. This is the Krampus Eve palette, which comes with majority of the matte shades with 1 rainbow multichrome in the center. And then this is my personal favorite, Krampus Continued, which has more murky, deeper, but muted tones with beautiful shimmers. This definitely is my favorite shade of the palette. Like so pretty on the eyes and wet looking. Really beautiful company. If you were looking for like dipping your toes in indie brand and you wanted to go more on the affordable side, try Ladybug Glow. You'll really love them. The next brand that I tried was Viseart, and this is another palette that was gifted to me. So let me show you. This is the Petite Pro palette, and these are how the shades look. They're very everyday for me. I felt like obviously the mattes were extremely blendable. The shimmers were okay. If you are into like super shimmery, shifty shadows, this is not the way to go for, but super travel friendly. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time explaining this, but I felt like this was okay for me, especially with the other palettes or brands that I have with me. I felt like this definitely went a little on the lower side, but nothing complaining about Viseart because the mattes are extremely blendable, and it's good for a natural look wearer. if you're more into like shifty shadows, these are not the one for you. Now let's move on to the next brand. Okay, next brand that I tried was Unearthly Cosmetics. I know, I was late to the bandwagon and I tried first their Don't Be Jelly palette, and then I purchased their Fall Magic palette. Both of these palettes are so beautiful. I actually traveled with my Don't Be Jelly palette when I went to India, and this palette also, they're like so opposite to each other, but they're so perfect. Like, look at that. The color story is so beautiful. Like a warm tone color story and a cool tone color story. And I love how Unearthly Cosmetics arranges their palettes. Again, these palettes are also magnetic. There are several codes running throughout the beauty community. I'm not an affiliate with Unearthly Cosmetics. Hopefully soon, very soon. But yeah, I'm very excited about this brand. It was a big year for me to try Unearthly Cosmetics. I'm very impressed. These shadows are so blendable. Like the mattes, the shimmers are so sparkly, so shifty, and they're so dimensional on the eyes. They're not over the top, but they are very elegant on the eyes. They're really beautiful. And I love the arrangement of the shadow that Unearthly Cosmetics does, that everything, like every shadow goes with each other, and the amount of looks that you can create with like 12 shades is endless. Like so pretty. This was a big hit for me. The next brand that I tried was Whatsup Beauty, and this is a very recent palette, okay, in my collection, and I tried their Dragon Eye palette. From the packaging to the shades inside, I can go on and on over this palette. This is like right up my alley. Like, I am a person who loves colors, but in my everyday life, I love to wear muted tones, but especially more on like a purplier side or a rosy side. This was made for me. Like, I can definitely go outside my comfort zone with those greens, but also stay in my comfort zone with those purples and those muted everyday tones. This is so compact. It's so just perfect for travel, and the quality is just right up there. I really love this palette. Cannot tell you more things about it. This is just beautiful. I purchased this, by the way, with my own money, and I love it. The next brand that I tried was Bella Beauty Bar, and the way they have touched my heartstrings is just stunning. Like, I tried the first palette that I tried from them was the Sun and the Sea palette, and this was just beautiful. I felt like I'm getting so much of variety, but when I swatched this palette, I was sold right then and there. They have some beautiful shifty shadows. I didn't even know how could they make a palette's quality better, because I felt like this was perfect in my eyes. Like, I just loved it. Obviously, they could have done like several different shadows. Like, I could have avoided two of the blues. Although one is a purple, one is a blue, but it looks very similar in the pan. I could have like avoided a few browns in this palette. But the quality, guys, the quality is so stunning. Even though it feels like there are 4 browns here, I dip into different browns for different eye looks, and trust me when I say that. Like, I know when I dip into this, I get more of like a warm tone color story. When I dip into Beach Babe, I get more of like a neutral undertone. When I dip into Overexposed, I get more of like a reddy orangey tone. And when I dip into Basque, I get like more of a chocolatey brown tone. I love this palette. I so love this palette, okay? And then I tried their recently de-influenced palette. Man, oh man, they've come out with a lot of palettes this year. And when I say this, I want to test out each and every palette, and I'm very good with that. Like, if I do not like a palette, I can stay away from them. I'm not like a collector of the brand, but everything that Bella Beauty Bar had released, I wanted it. And that's telling how beautiful their color stories are. Okay. So I wanted their basic witch palette, but I wanted to hold it off and see, just because I felt like those tones are there with me. Even though when you feel like those tones are there with you, they come out with something really special. So they came out with recently de-influenced palette, because I love my jewel tones and like deeper tones. And when I played with this was so stunning, like so beautiful, so shifty. This is what I wanted for Halloween, and this is the palette that I actually used for Halloween. Love the palette, love the quality, love the blendability, love the dimensional quality that these shimmers have, not taking away anything from the mattes, because I love Bella Beauty Bar's mattes. Like, I feel like they have just perfected the mattes quality to another level. I love, love, love this palette. I am an affiliate with Bella Beauty Bar, by the way. My code is Smithy Sony for saving 10% off. So if you are using my code, I thank you very, very much. And then for the first time, they sent out this palette to me, and this was the Bejeweled palette. I am so happy that they sent this palette out to me, because this is a jewel tone dream. And the speciality of these shadows, like the mattes, the shimmers, everything is so dimensional, so shifty on the eyes, and so deep. Like, if you ask me, if you need one jewel tone palette in your collection, this is the palette to go for, because this is amazing. Yes, you have to dip into another palette for like lighter tones, but for rich, deep shadows, this is stunning. Like, when I say this is I mean it. Like, it's so beautiful. I'm so glad that I tested out Bella Beauty Bar this year. And it's the same for the next brand that I'm going to talk about, because this brand knocked my socks off. I'm going to save the best for the last, because I am so impressed by this brand. And I'm talking about Ensley Cosmetics. I know their palettes are expensive, I know, but they give you some special, dimensional, like never seen before shadows. I love them, love them. I do have a code with Ensley Cosmetics too. You need a code with this brand because they are expensive, and my code is Smithy Sony for saving 10% off. I tried the first palette that I tried was Harvest Moon palette, and I mean, what? The artwork sold me to another level. Everything about these palettes are stunning, okay? The pans are magnetic, so you can move around. You know how much I move around my shadows to customize my own. And the quality, like, look at it and tell me if this is not fall, I don't know what is. Everything is different. You have smooth multichromes, you have sparkly multichromes, you have depth. Even though these mattes are deeper tone, I'm actually wearing this palette on my eyes today along with another palette. I'll let you know. But I started off with this pumpkin patch shade all across my crease, and then I deepened it out with Cozy as well as Phantom on my outer corners, and that's the mattes that I'm wearing. In my inner third of the lid, I'm wearing this shade, which is Foliage. And then bridging the matte with that shimmer, I used this shade Tombstone with my fingers and just tapped it on top. But I tapped all of it with another shade, and that is from the Twisted Tea Party. This is another palette from Ensley Cosmetics. Such a beautiful palette. Now, mine doesn't seem same just because I rearranged some of the shades with their singles too, because they are another brand who send me singles. So I definitely wanted to make it own. I just changed a few shades, but this is very similar to what you'll find in your palette. Just because I am more of a purple person, I just incorporated a little bit more on the purpler tones. Like, this is my shade. These were like their singles that I like swapped, but everything else is the same. Love it. Like, if you love, again, bright tones, muted tones with elevated multichromes, Ensley is the brand to go for. Like, their artwork, their pan size, the quality of the mattes, the shimmers, they are just stunning. And now, if you feel like these were like very deep, warm tone, too out there, and if you're more into cool tones, this is the latest palette that I have from them, Lands of Enchantment palette. Oh my god, this was stunning. They have a mirror too. This was so beautiful, so beautiful. I've created 3 looks or 4 looks using this palette, and this is stunning. I think 4 looks. When I saw the palette, it felt like, it's more on the lighter tone mattes. But when you see the palette, you have lighter tones, you have mid tones, you have deeper tones. And you can see where I created looks, how you can incorporate these shadows in a very wearable style as well as more intricate style. The shadows, again, they have a beautiful arrangement of iridescent multichromes, some holochromes, some deeper opaque multichromes. They are just stunning. Like, I can rave on and on and on about it. Like, they are a brand that definitely hear their customers. I know, one, people have complained about the price. People have also complained about the quantity that they ship because they sell out pretty quick. I spoke to the owner of Ensley Cosmetics, and when you see the how Harvest Moon's sellout went, like launch went, they sold out in 2 minutes. And then Twisted Tea Party lasted for, I think, a few hours. And then Lands of Enchantment came, they definitely lasted for a few days. With being a new indie brand, it costs a lot of money to even like get the manufacturer to work on these things. And when she's buying the products, and I totally understand the struggle of a customer, that you don't want to wait, but because they are a smaller indie brand, I can understand their side too. But nevertheless, I love this brand so very much, and I've told my subscribers who were waiting and waiting for the Harvest Moon palette, I was like, you are gonna be so happy, and this palette is definitely worth the wait. Like, it's so special. It's so special, you guys. Oh, I didn't tell you what I'm wearing on my eyes, topped on top, because you should know. I think was this a single shadow? I think this was single shadow. And this is Unhinged Hatter, again from Ensley Rain. And this is more like a purple, green, orange shifting shade. And I love, this is what I have all across the center of my eyelid. And that was my eye look, and those were the brands that I tested out in 2023. Now let me go over the giveaway, because I definitely wanted to talk about that too. So I have a few palettes, a few singles that I wanted to share it with you guys. Since it's a season of holidays, I definitely wanted to share. Let me start off with Whatever palette. I actually found this in like the Temu haul, and I did not swatch this or play with this, but this is exactly a dupe of the Colourpop palette. So this is how the palette looks, and I've tested out some of the Temu shadows, and I'm really hoping that this also performs really well. So I'm gonna just put it in this giveaway too, just so that you can play with it, or if you want to like share it forward, you can definitely do that. I also wanted to share a few of Melt palettes. Oh, did I not bring that? Okay, let me share my palettes with you, but I'm going to give you brand new. It's upstairs. Okay, I'm going to give away both the Melt palettes, the Gemini palettes, okay? The Gemini 1 and the Gemini 2. So let me, you know how much I rave about these palettes. So definitely want to share with you guys. This is the Gemini 1 palette. Beautiful everyday green grungy color story. And Gemini 2 is my personal favorite just because I love rosy tones. So this is Gemini 2, and I know for a fact that whoever gets this box and does not have these palettes are gonna love these palettes. So, and these are like a little bit more on the matte heavier side. Don't you worry, because I have a lot of shimmer shadows in the palette too, in the box too. Okay, and the fourth palette that I wanted to include was the Ladybug Glow, the original palette. And let me show you again how this palette looks. Definitely more on the colorful side. And wait till you swatch these multi-chromes, you guys. It's so pretty, so nice. I'm so excited for you. So excited for you. So those were the palettes that I'm including in the giveaway box. I also have like a brush set that I'm including in the box itself. And then I have several indie brands single shadows. Not necessarily the same in the packaging, just because I took the packaging out and I put it in a palette. I wanted to individually wrap it and give it to you. So I just had like a few covers lying around. So I'll just show you the shades, okay? And some of them are from Ladybug Glow. Some of them are from Pretties for Your Face. And then you have this one. More of like a purpley, orangey pink multi-chrome. And then you have this iridescent multi-chrome, which is shifting to a green. And then you have this shadow, which is a purple shadow with a lot of holochromes throughout it. It's like a purple to a blue shifting shadow. And then you have this peachy goldeny shadow. And I think this one was from Ladybug Glow. This is also from Ladybug Glow. This is more of like an iridescent, but it shifts to a pink gold. There you go. And then I had one shadow. This was also from Ladybug Glow. So rather than keeping it like this, I just wanted to put it in the individual cover. That's why you're seeing all the other shades. And this one is actually from Makeup Geek. And this is like an olive green shimmer shadow. This is not like sparkly, but like a smooth shimmer. And then I had this one. This is from Pretty's For Your Face. I think this shade is called Galaxy, which is like a deep royal, like a navy shade with a ton of sparkles running throughout it. Such a beautiful shade for like an everyday smoky eye. Not everyday, like a smoky eye. And then I have this shade, which is an iridescent. I think this is also from Makeup Geek. And this was, or MAC, I'm not sure. Like this is like an everyday, like a highlighter shade. Like popping in the inner corner kind of a shade. And this one is in holochromy shade, purple holochromy shade. Really, really beautiful. So these were some of the things that I'm including in the box. It's very, very easy to enter the giveaway. You just need to be subscribed to my channel. Tell me what's the favorite thing that you love to do in the holiday season, and give me a place where I can like find you. I want, if possible, if I can contact you on Instagram, put your Instagram handle or your YouTube name or something where I can contact you. But that's all. I really, really wanted to give it out to you guys, and especially when I've tried so many brands this year, I definitely wanted to share my way to you too. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. Oh, let me tell you, when is the giveaway ending? I generally give it around the Christmas season. So I would say the giveaway will stop on December 24th, and then I'll ship it out to you guys. But yes, that's all. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.